Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
Is the American leading the Jamaican at the moment?
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
I want
Rivalry.
you. I want you. I will race you anywhere, in the street, in the water,
On grass.
anywhere. I feel like that's how track should be, bro.
It should be 100%.
I feel like people
It should have characters.
shouldn't be scared to like call people out.
Always.
Like, he does not want to race me. He denied. He denied.
Like Muhammad Ali did in boxing, dog.
Oh, yeah. He's like, man, you don't want to fight me? You don't want to
You
fight
should just pull up to somebody's track practice.
and be
pull
like,
up to
race
him.
right now.
I just finished mine. You still running? You slow, that's why. Then walk off.
We should stage something like that where we like stage it and like have like a fake briefcase of money and be like, if it's about money, it's money. Yeah, I want to race right now.
To 50 meters.
Do it right now.
That would be interesting.
You ready to roll? All right, cool. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? We back for another episode of Ready, Set, Go in the building. We are still here in my homeboy, my best friend, my homie, Rodney Green's motherland.
The Bahamas, 242 what it do, man. And we have our guest here today, man, our special guest,
Yep.
Ferdinand Omanyala.
That's me.
From Kenya.
Yep.
Did you see
Sprinter.
Go ahead.
Sprinter.
Sprinter, of
Yep.
course. Sprinter.
The fastest man in the largest continent of the world.
Yep.
That's
And
a
you were in
stat,
that
man.
race, by the way.
I was in that race.
yeah, yeah.
We going to talk about that. I was in that race for
You
sure.
were in that race.
Oh, man. You know what? Here's the crazy thing. All right, we want to talk about that?
We just gonna
Go
start
straight
off with
into
that.
it,
We
man.
gonna
We go
start
straight
off with that
into
race.
it,
We gonna jump right into it, man.
All right, we have the opportunity right now to talk about my perspective of the race,
and yours.
which was a far distance to his perspective of the race.
Listen, I don't think people understand. Do you understand that that's Justin's last race of his career?
I know.
He never raced ever again
Yeah.
after that.
That was huge, man. I felt honored, by the way.
You
Look,
felt
man.
honored by decapitating him like
He
that.
did. Listen, here's the crazy thing though.
No, you see, like when you're running, it's business.
Okay.
Yeah, it's business.
Did you
but
give him a hug after?
I did. I did. I mean, I have to.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how I knew it was two situations at that same meet when I knew I was like, man, it's time for me to retire. We did a press conference and he was just giving me so much love. He's like, man, this Justin Gatlin, man, he is a legend. And for whatever reason, I was like, damn, dog, thank you. Early in my career, I'd be like, man, whatever, dog, we about to run. We about to battle, right? So then we get to the line and it was just like, we had starting blocks. He had like a slingshot.
No, wait. Before that, because remember, you called me from that race.
I did.
You gotta tell me. You gotta go from the warm-up area. Remember,
So I'm warming up. You know what I mean? And everybody knows when you're in the warm-up area.
Yeah.
You always looking for the people you have to run, right? Run against. I was like, all right, there's Trayvon right there. Boom. All right, cool. He warming up. Boom. I'm looking around. I said, where Ferdinand at, man? I said, I don't even see him, dog. Yeah, okay. All right. We warming up. All right. Still ain't show up. Then he comes. He comes a little later. And then I think you had like a cramp or something like that.
Yeah.
Right before you went.
Yeah.
I was like, man, he ain't gonna run, man. So we started walking to the call room. I was like, man, Ferdinand ain't gonna run, dog. So we sit down in the chairs in the call room, and I look around. Guess who opened up the curtains for the tent? Ferdinand. I was like, in my mind, I was like, you just was on the ground. Hold on, I know you hurt, man. Come on, dog, don't run. So then I was like, well, maybe he just saving face. He's gonna get in the blocks. He's gonna try to run. Then he's gonna be injured.
because it's in Kenya.
Yeah, because we in his home.
So
He in his home. He has to show face. We in his home. So I'm respecting that. I'm like, he's just gonna get out, pop out. If he catches a cramp, sorrows. You know what I mean? So we get to the starting line. I'm ready. Gun goes off. Bah! I'm like, I'm running, dry face. All I see, I see Trayvon pulling away from me, right?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, okay. Trayvon, he got the boosties today. He gone. So like, all right, I got a good second. Boom. All of a sudden, I see this blur out of my peripheral. Just riding. He just I've never seen anybody pass me so fast in my whole career. And that was my last race. So that was a long time. 20 years of I've never seen anybody pass me that fast. He just comes and just surges like, as soon as we cross the line, I was like, yep, that's my last race. I'm retired after this one. They over here just dropping 9.7s at the end of the season like it ain't nothing. So yeah. Y'all got it, next generation.
I remember when he called me, he was like, man, that dude was the real deal. He's like, when I was running, I didn't even feel like I was running slow, but to have somebody move that quick, he's like, I know how the rest of my competitors felt when I blew past them.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's how they felt.
He's like, I got a taste of my own medicine, boy.
Yeah.
He said, that's how I know my career came full circle, because it happened to me on my last meet.
Yeah. That's very poetic.
What goes
I got
around?
2 9.7s dropped on me in my last race.
Yeah, that was a fast race.
Yeah,
It
that was
it
fast.
pretty
What
fast.
was your perspective, man? Like, how did you go through your race pattern and the warm-up area? How did you handle your cramp? Like, what
It was
that
funny
like?
because we were doing the warm-up, the excitement, and everybody's out there looking at you warming up, and that was my first race at home, 100 meters since I blew up. And I was doing my stats, and my groin like snapped. And my manager was there. I was trying to get it released and stuff. So I wasn't sure about this race. The president is waiting for me in there. So I can't say that I'm pulling out.
Right?
My song is already singing on those speakers.
So you feel the pressure.
You can feel that.
You have to.
You have to show up, man.
Yes.
Like, everybody is here because they want to watch you run.
Hey, listen,
You're from the Olympics.
When he means everyone showed up, everyone in Nairobi showed up to this race.
Yeah.
Like the whole city cleared out to come into this race.
Even the guys at the call room, the officials, wanted us to get out quick so that they can go the stands. Like, that's how big that was.
Oh, they do for real.
Yeah.
Wow. They're like, hurry up, get him.
Yeah, please.
Let's get in this stand. Let's get in this stand. Let's get
They didn't even walk us out, bro. They put us all in line. I was like, all right, y'all good. We out of
See
here.
you later.
We out of here. So we standing around looking at each other like, I guess we walking out now. Let's go.
That's how big it was. But now my mind was now diverted to my groin because I wasn't sure what's going to happen.
This is what they say, like scientists say, like anxiety can cause stuff like that.
Yeah.
The moment was so big for you. You know what I mean? You're so nervous. Yeah, like anything, your mind's like, I want to be so ready.
Yeah.
Like, but you were still ready because obviously 977.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
anxiety. As soon as the gun went, anxiety like. And it's
Because
like,
I knew I had the fastest starters. Gatlin, Bromel was there next to me. I knew if I'm not going to get a good start from here, and then it's going to be a problem. But at 30 meters, I feel like, my leg can carry me through. So let's run.
yeah, man,
That's exactly what happened. You know how I know that? Because I was at that 30 meters. I felt like I looked over and I was like, zoom.
It is so. We talk about that race pretty often because, like I said, it wasn't the last race.
It was the last,
career. But it's funny because we laugh about it all the time. So it's great that you started there. But we want to start at your start, man. What made you fall in love with like track and field and everything else? Like before the contract, before
everybody knew me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was that like?
I wanted to be a rugby star. That was my dream.
Yeah, but
You played rugby though.
I played rugby. I still love rugby. I love rugby sevens. Because you see, Kenya is very good at rugby sevens. Because at that time, 2016, when I was picking up sprints, is when the Kenyan team won one of the first. It won the RB series.
Oh,
like the HSBC, the series, one of the series in Singapore. So it was the most popular game in Kenya. So I wanted to be there because I was fast. I was a very good winger. And that was what I wanted to do.
And you're not slim, so you fit right into
I had every qualities to become a rugby star.
Yeah.
And you went to the University of Nairobi?
Yeah.
Okay.
So going into University of Nairobi, I'm a student by there. I do Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. So that's what I do.
You do chemistry?
I do chem.
He does chemistry, bro. He runs track and does chemistry. That's a weird bit anyway.
Basically, he's just a fast-ass scientist. Dude. That's crazy. That's crazy.
A mad scientist.
Yeah.
But you're ninth all time.
Exactly.
Ninth all time in human history. When you hear it, what does that do for you?
I feel like I can go faster.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I know you can go faster.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. We have keen eyes, you know? As coaches and consultants, like we can see how you run and how you ran that race. You are 9.7 low, 9.6
6 high. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
like
possible.
that was that kind of race. If you had a start where if you just got out with me and had that same 30-meter surge,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Man,
that's
that
could be
that's
faster
probably
by then.
969.
That could be faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be
But
like 969.
I mean, one day.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
day.
yeah. No,
So-
you gonna control that day.
Yeah.
You gonna control that.
so you went from rugby.
Yeah, I went
What
from
brought
rugby.
you from rugby into track? then?
It was trial and error because someone told me there's this perspective that was put in my mind that track has money. And
Oh, okay.
so what I wanted to do that year, we had an African champs that was coming in like 3 months.
Mhm.
So my goal was to get there, get in the team, get the money, and go back to rugby with a car.
He had a whole plan.
Oh, you said with the car they
Because you see, I admire the guys who are playing rugby and who are training the same field as them, and they could pull up with Subarus and good cars and the good lives and good kids. That's what I wanted.
okay.
So you was about to go race, win a car real
Yeah,
quick,
and then
come back to rugby.
Yeah.
Hey guys, check me out.
Check me out. I got this
But now
from
the
track.
problem is
I got this from track.
the 6 months is not yet over. I mean, I'm still in track.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to.
Would
Oh,
you
no,
would
I'm
you
pretty
would you
sure
go back?
You have a good living now.
After retirement, I think I'll do 1 season of rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna do the bolt thing,
I mean,
like bowling the soccer after.
No,
you
he didn't play soccer before, so maybe
Oh
that.
yeah. You didn't play before. He tried to play after. No disrespect.
So you do it.
it.
Yeah, I think I'll do 1 year after retirement and see, just for fun. Just for
I'm
fun.
gonna need them tickets, man. I'm gonna need to come see that show.
Yeah, you need to. But we have a lot of games in Kenya rugby-wise, so we'll
I've been
do a
asked to
lot
do
of.
rugby before. They asked me to do rugby before a
And-
long time ago.
And what happened?
Oh, he didn't do it.
I was like, nah. I started doing more research and I was like, oh, this is just a whole team of linebackers. This is all it is. Good.
But it's interesting. I mean, if you can just like know how to pass the balls and get the skills of side steps and a bit of handoffs, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in our sport, ain't no side steps. It's streamline.
All right, when
Straight
you
line.
all right, when you
Straight
retire,
And
All
it's
right.
good because it's individual.
Right.
Yeah. If you're training hard, then it's on you.
Yes.
If you're not training, it's on you.
Yeah. No
Team sport, rugby, someone can cover you up. You can be having a bad day in office, but the center can cover the winger. So that's the big difference.
Mm.
Yeah.
so a lot of strategy to it then.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I got you. Well, hold on. If you retire, hold on. It can't be like far distance in the future, man. I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna do a little training session with you, but I ain't gonna be like 65 though, man. You
Hopefully one day we'll get there. Hopefully.
So coming up through those ranks, I know you exploded on the scene in his last year, which
Yeah,
is
21.
2021.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some prior years at the University of Rugby when you first over the track
Yeah.
before everything. What was that like for you? Like when did you know that I can do this and do this at the highest level? Not just be a part of the community, but
Yeah.
I can actually make a podium or I could be the guy, like the guy.
I had a dream. When I joined athletics track, I had a dream. I was looking up at, I was Googling a lot of things. Gatlin, Bolt, Blake, a lot of guys, I was just looking them up. And I started having this drive in me. I want to get better. But one thing that really took me off the block was when I went for my first event, first ever event, weekend meeting in Kenya. I won. I mean, like I just came up, put up with my rugby kits and rugby shorts and won the event. So from that really gave me the belief that I can do this. With all these things that I've been doing, no technique, just running. And I still beat these guys who have been seasonal sprinters. That really gave me the confidence. So coming in, I had the belief I wanted to get better every day in training. And the years went by, the days went by, the months. I was getting better and getting the interest in the game. And, just learning. And then, I was here in 2017 for the World Relays.
We saw that on your
Yeah.
thing. I was like, how was he here? So a whole team of Kenya was here for the 4x1.
Yeah, 4x2.
4x2.
No, this is the first time we're having the 4x1.
That makes sense
Oh,
now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was scratching my head. I was like,
I was
serious,
like, yeah,
2017?
when they told me that, I was
Yeah.
like, he was here? How?
Yeah, it's 4x2. So that was my first ever international team that I made. And I was so excited. I know now this is the game that's going to make me become who I want to become.
Oh, yeah. So the crowd, when you saw the crowd in 2017, and everything else, you were excited.
I remember I was
By the Bahamian crowd.
and when I got in the stadium, I'm the kind of athlete who loves the hype, who loves the fans, who loves that kind of thing, like giving that platform, the big platform. So when I got in that stadium and people were cheering, I knew they were cheering to me. I don't care if they are cheering to other people. I remember the grass was the guy that time, and when the screens on him, everybody went like. So I knew these were mine. These were my cheers. So, and I wasn't in a good shape to run the 200, but the moment I got that button, I was just running, like, unprofessional running. Just
the adrenaline, just running.
Yeah. Because I remember it caught up with me at the 50 meters. I couldn't move. Like, I was stiff.
Rugby.
My hands are not moving. I mean, like, but it was a great experience. So since then, we've just been building it up and getting in through the seasons and getting better.
So 2017, I heard about you in 2018.
Yeah.
And then you kind of grew a little bit more in 2019. As you got bigger, you started to move more to the forefront of Kenya. And now you're like the face of Kenya. Like when people think about Kenya, usually we associated it with
Midland long,
middle distance, long distance. But now, like you said, this year is the first year of a 4x1. You're spawning a breed of sprinters now. How do you feel about being the forerunner or the front runner for that?
Yeah, when I joined sprints, like it was so hard because nobody will believe a Kenyan will become a sprint star. You remember, I wanted to dedicate this sport I wanted to give it like 100% of my time and attention. So when I was taking my deferment letter to one of the officers at the university, the guy was signing that letter said, "Are you even serious? Are you?" And I remember he told me one thing. "Do you think you're bold?" That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. "Do you think you're bold? You can make this. You can make a life out of sprinting." But I just told her, just sign it. Yeah, just sign this letter. I don't care about what's coming. So nobody believed. That's one story that made me realize nobody believed that we could get to these levels in sprints. Even the federation couldn't believe.
Wow.
There's a time that I was running fast and they stopped other hits to just make sure that the field is 100 meters.
Whoa. Look at the meter wheel out here real quick. I think it's about 85 meters. I don't know. It's 100 meters.
Like they told the other guys, wait, stop. They got a tape measure from the store just to make sure that the field is 100 meters.
That's crazy.
So you can imagine how people couldn't believe this narrative that's coming up.
So was that hard for you? Because when nobody believes, nobody helps.
It was very hard.
At this point in your career, everybody helps.
Exactly.
Because everybody is like, oh, we want to help him. What do you need? What is this? But at that really groundbreaking era, you still have your rugby kid in it.
Yeah.
How hard was that for you to try to like navigate like nobody believes except me?
It was very hard because I had to carry the dream for me and make sure that it's visible to other people. But nobody was believing that I could get to this level that I am right now. So it was so hard. You could walk into a company, tell them about your story, just ask for some money from them. They tell you, no, we can't do that.
When was that moment where you think they started believing? Like they was like, okay, you real.
After we qualified for the Olympics in 2021, and we were all over the media and everybody was talking about these guys who were going to the Olympics for the first time. That's when now people started having 10% of the belief. Even companies did not have the belief even after that. So they had the belief after we ran the African record, and they say, so this guy is a real deal. Not fluke. That's when now we started having guys start talking about us and, like Kenya is coming up in sprints and all that. Even Kip Keino did not have 100 meters, by the way. The first edition had only 200 meters. Because 100 meters is...
It's different.
Yeah. So the second year I was asked, my manager was asked if Omanyala can do the 200. But we say you can't do the 200. That's when World Athletics asked these guys, this guy is good in 100 meters. Why don't you just
100 meters?
Yeah. So that's how there was a birth of 100 meters at the Kip Keino.
That's good. We see you here with a group of guys. Do you feel a sense of responsibility now to kind of carry these guys into let them know or teach them the ranks and be like, because after you're done, somebody will break your record.
Yeah, exactly.
And more will come, but you're the first. So you can never be replaced.
That will
so
never be forgotten.
You know what I mean? They will
Yeah.
look up to you. Do you
Yeah.
feel a sense of responsibility to carry that?
Yeah, of course. I don't want to leave Kenya in a situation where we'll have like another 60 years before we get another sprinter that's good as me. I don't want that. I want a situation where when I sit back and watch the trials of the Olympics or the World Championships at the stadiums, I want to see like 4 or 5 guys deep under 10. That will be my joy. That will be my pride.
From Kenya, but
yeah,
not,
from
not,
I mean,
oh,
like
yeah,
from
yeah.
Kenya.
Like,
Yeah.
because you can see that, and then none of them still be Kenyans. You'd be like, yes, that's my dream, but it's not a real dream.
Yeah, I say.
Then I was meaning Kenyan.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
don't know.
like Kenyan. Yeah, I mean, I will say the Kenyan trials. You know, like when they're having the Kenyan trial. I don't want. You know, right now they say 100 meters Omanyala, yes, and then now they start now selecting number 2 too. I don't want that in the coming future. I want to see sprinters emerging from Kenya. I want to see a birth of a sprinter every year, like it is for the long distance. You know, like marathon.
Mhm.
I was being told a story. It was so hard to select a marathon team for Kenya for the Olympics because there were around 318 guys who had qualified for the marathon.
318.
Imagine.
That is crazy.
And they only need 3.
Wow.
So it was so high. It took like a month for them to come down to the guys they selected last week.
Wow.
So I want sprints to get that level. I want sprints to get to a level where we're having so many Kenyans around the world in these universities, in these countries that are competing.
Do you have trained? Do some of them train with you, or you train alone?
Yeah, we have a camp. And I've started my Omanyala Foundation.
Okay.
That will be dedicated to developing sprinters because I know how it's done. I know the way. I can teach them how it's done. I can show them this is the right direction to go. This is not the right direction to go. So that's why the Omanyala Foundation is up. So we'll have a camp. We'll train coaches because my coach is now a lecturer of sprints. So he understands how things are done. So we'll get these guys to courses and the former athletes, former sprinters, you know, there were former sprinters who did not get that full potential to get to the level they wanted. I want to convert them to coaches because they have the passion and they understand.
That's cool.
So we'll coach them, give them level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and put them into the camp because we have the talent. Like last year, we had 27 hits of 100 meters in one of the weekend meetings. 27. And previously, there's only been 4 or 5. So that means these guys have the belief, they have the oomph in them that they can do this. So it's just about now developing them.
Man,
Yeah.
to imagine this just started because you just wanted some money so you can get a car.
Imagine.
And go back to rugby.
and now
Foundation motto. Hello, I'm Omanyala. I just wanted your money.
and now it's even bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's way bigger than me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
we encourage everybody to donate to the Omanyala Foundation for the
Yeah.
development of sprints in Kenya.
Yeah.
Please do. If you're not even from Kenya, you just want to support his vision,
Yeah.
do so.
Also,
Thank you, man.
keep in tune, man. Like this guy is. If you want to understand like the birth of how like sprinting happens and how inspiration happens in sports,
Yeah.
like stay in tune with Omanyala, what he's doing, because what he's doing right now is he's definitely a pioneer. You know,
Yep.
a pioneer, and we are gonna watch the
Yeah.
growth of Kenyan sprinting in front of us.
I'll be so happy.
Yeah,
Even
man.
after I leave this world, I'll be so happy just to look down and see how things are getting better and better in sprints. I'll be the
So-
most relieved.
So with that being said, right, in Kenya's known for distance.
Yeah.
What are the neighboring nations around Kenya saying now that you're the sprinter? Because now you have a few more that are becoming dominant sprinters around like Toboho.
Yeah.
And I said it right. I want to make sure I say
Yeah,
it right. Toboho.
Tobogo.
They was getting on us for saying it like Tobogo. They was getting on us for saying it. So I
Yeah.
want to say Toboho on camera. But you guys, who did you look up to coming up from those neighboring nations, like from the continent of Africa? Because you guys had fast runners before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Frankie Frederick,
Yeah, Frank
Yeah.
Fredericks.
he still has the indoor world record.
Yeah.
And when we said it on our podcast, let me say something. I read some of the comments. We were saying that these guys are the new wave of sprinters
Yeah.
from the continent of Africa. We weren't saying that you guys were the pioneers. You're the pioneers of the younger generation because a lot of the younger generation wouldn't remember Frankie Fredericks.
Yeah,
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
They would have to do a lot of real research to see that. So
Yeah.
you guys would definitely be like the beacon of light for them. So that's what we were saying. We wasn't saying Frankie Frederick was not the first. We understand.
Yeah,
He was a
that's
very
true. That's
dominant
true.
guy,
Yeah.
very high
He has
competitor
an
with
Olympic
Carl
medal,
Lewis
yeah.
and everybody else. So
He was one of one, just in his generation.
yes,
Yeah.
there wasn't a bunch
Yeah.
of Carl Lewis. So now it's morning in the African nation, you know, you have the Nigerians, you have you guys, then
South
you have
Africans, yeah.
Tobago, you know what I mean? So it's an emergence of a bunch of African countries starting to come about now. So
Yeah.
what did they feel about Kenya now having a sprinter?
I feel like I've contributed to that because you see, like Uganda have a very good 200-meter runner right now, and every time he says Omanyala inspired me. So you see, it's not just in Kenya alone; it's throughout the region.
So it's a
Like,
movement. It's
yeah,
basically the continent
yeah,
itself.
yeah. Because the Ugandan guys are now training in Kenya. We're having guys from my training mate now is Arthur Cisse, the guy from Cote d'Ivoire. So they're coming.
Oh yeah,
in.
all this
Yeah.
Ivory Coast?
Ivory
Yeah,
Coast,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you
forgot
see-
about Arthur.
Yeah, so you see, it's becoming a revolution now.
So in one of our episodes earlier, I don't know if you watch our show,
Yeah.
we talked about if you had a African 4x1 and a United States
Yeah,
4x1,
I saw it.
who wins and who would be on that 4x1 with you?
Of course, Tebogo will be there. Simbino will be there. I'll be there. That's 3. And then we'll get one of the starters.
Oh, yeah.
Cisse is a very good starter.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We have
That's
Matadi.
nice.
We have
What about Fanvale?
we have Fanbule.
Oh yeah, you have Fanvale, the bullet.
I don't know what happened to the Continental Games. There was,
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
they-
I remember those. Man.
they were-
had the
yeah, they were
Continental,
Continental Games, yeah.
They should bring that back, though.
They should.
They
They
should
should bring
bring
that
that
back.
back.
Yeah.
This is the prime time for it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
man. Yeah, you have the countries rising up and everything else, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about how you got approached about your contract and everything else.
Yeah.
How did that come about? When was the point in time they said, okay, now we want to support him?
Mm.
The 3 Stripes, Adidas,
Yeah.
and then who else? What companies said, okay, we want to get behind him. We want to help him make this huge push for the World Championships in 2022 because we all know in 2021 what happened.
That was a mess, man. That was
Hey, listen, I can talk like this because I was never even close to what you guys have done. You know what I mean? But I always make fun and try to consult with my friend or whatever. But in 2022, we understand you had like some travel difficulties.
Yeah, I got to my
getting
rest like
Oregon and
2
everything
hours
like this.
before.
It's
After
crazy.
22 hours of travel.
Wow.
And I got the semifinals by the way.
Yes. yeah. Yes, which is amazing, but the amount of time of travel, I don't think people understand how many hours of travel. Say it again.
It was more than 22 actually.
22 hours.
Because it
of
was 5
travel.
hours from Kenya to Doha.
So more.
And then a layover of like 3 hours. And then out from Doha to Seattle, 16 hours. And then a layover of 3 hours. And then Seattle to Oregon, 2 hours. And then straight from the airport to the field.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
shower, nothing. No,
Body on
no
different time
refresh.
zones.
Yeah.
His legs.
You can imagine the posterior chain.
He left his
Yeah.
legs in Nairobi. He left his legs. Just his torso was there.
Like
Just his torso.
because I've been looking at those videos lately, and I couldn't look at them before because it was so embarrassing. Just like it's a world championship, and I'm getting through these situations to get to a race. So I was looking at them, and my eyes were just like tomato red.
Yeah, but this is why we have this type of show, because these type of backstories people don't know. They feel like when people was like, when I actually did the research and figured about the travel,
Yeah,
the people watching or the fans who just watch track and field, if they're not like who watch as deep as us, they just think, oh, he folded. You know what I mean? They think he
Yeah.
went, anxiety level hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't
They don't understand. They
They
don't
understand
know
the
what I
travel
mean?
that goes into
the
it.
travel that could go into
Yeah.
it, or if there's some type of injury, so they just watch and be like, oh, we knew he was going to fold, or they say
Yeah.
stuff like, oh, he only run fast in Kenya.
Yeah.
Like, you
I
know,
get
Do
that
you
a
feel
lot.
like you travel well though? Do you feel like you travel well? Like
You
you getting
probably
used to
plan
it
better.
now?
Now we plan better. I don't plan my stuff with the federation. I plan my stuff with the management
Okay.
because we plan our stuff a month earlier and we know where we're going next in the next 1 month. So that one I'm sorted. But what I want to tell fans is we are humans. We are not robots.
Yes.
We're not machines.
Mm.
Sometimes we run well, sometimes we don't. Because we live in this world as them. We don't live in Mars and come to run here. So
That's a good analogy.
So I mean, we're human. We anybody can falter. Anybody can falter. You remember when Bolt got a false start?
Oh yes,
2011,
yes,
yeah.
2011.
Will you be saying that he was too anxious to run?
Yes,
I mean, it's normal.
yes, human.
So they should
behavior.
understand that.
Yeah.
And they should not just be getting out there and just say whatever they want to say. You know, in Kenya, we call them keyboard warriors. They they hide behind their keyboards.
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
say
yeah.
what, and that they just say whatever they want to say. It's not right. I mean, there are those athletes who are not strong mentally, and that one or two comments that you say might put these guys down for a long time.
Yeah.
So just be nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost.
See, but that's why, like we said, we want you to tell so they understand.
Yeah.
Because like you could kind of tell your story. Like if nobody knew, people would still be like, "Oh, he folded." But now when you hear, "Oh, he just got off the plane and then he drove to the stadium and then he ran."
Yeah.
Yeah. Now people will be like, "Oh yeah, there's no way."
That's
There's no-
crazy.
If he did that, like if he made the final, he's
When we were coming
Superman.
here in Bahamas, I was telling my teammates because we came through Doha and then we went to Miami.
Mm.
So I told these guys, imagine now you're going from here to the stadium. Nobody could believe that was something that happened. Because now they
Put it in
could feel
perspective
it.
for them, yeah.
They could feel it. They
Yeah.
could see now. They put that into physical perspective now. You know, when you're told, you can't really understand until you experience it. It was hard. I mean, nobody was willing to say that I can. If the 400-meter guys could run, maybe they could run 52 or something.
He said 52. we understand that, and I don't think a lot of fans really understand, like when they watch from the different continents,
Yeah.
like you guys have a whole different type of season, like, because like when is your national championships or African championships? Like sometimes your season might not line up with the World Athletic season.
Yeah.
So like you might be primed and ready
They're
to
in a
run
different
early.
season. Y'all
Yeah.
are usually sharp by
Like-
December, right?
like-
Y'all usually
Yeah.
sharp in
Like
December.
Simbini, them I already had their national
Yeah,
championship.
in March, in
Yeah.
April, yeah.
Yeah, so they already have like who made the team and everything else. So like, how does that work for Kenya?
It's pretty much the same. But now I came to realize that it's all about planning. Because now with my current coach, it's he told me you can't pick twice or thrice, not thrice. You can't pick thrice because we're just coming out from the Indo season.
All right.
You understand? And it's a world championship for the Indos. So you can't get in not sure of what you're going to do. So you have to like pick it up. But then you can't again pick up for this competition right now.
Right.
With the Olympics is coming. So you have to make sure that you plan your season very well. So that's what now I'm learning now. I did not know that previous years. And I remember when I met Gatlin in Nairobi, the first conversation was that. Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
remember that conversation? Yeah. I don't know. Did you remember? I'm putting you on the spot.
This how it went. Zoom.
That's the only thing he remembers.
He remembers the hug. He remembers the graciousness. And
and the Zoom. But yeah, I mean, it's all about planning. Because previous years I've been picking too early, and twice that is. Because I've been doing the indoors and then coming back and just don't break it. Continue, get into the outdoors, run 9.8.
Yeah, because you have to wait so long and sustain that same level of sharpness.
Yeah.
Like almost double the months like Team USA or any of the athletes that are in this side of the hemisphere have to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but it was hard. Like, you can't maintain the 9.8s
No.
for 4 months.
No, you
And
can't.
still you're competing like every weekend. It was hard. I mean, it was just about planning.
I did that in 12. Remember when I ran indoors in 12, and
yeah.
I tried to keep running that fast after the Olympics. Body went to shambles. I got sick at everything, man, because your body can't sustain that high level for that.
That's why I was
long.
saying we are humans. Like, we're not machines. You know, a robot you can program and say, yeah, you run 9.8 today, and then after 3 months I'll take you down a bit and then bring you up to 9.6. You can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't.
They have publications that say that you train very unorthodox. They say that no, I'm just being true. So like
he trains like Rocky.
Oh no, on this side of the world, you know, we start out, you know, you may run 500, 600 and stuff like that, but they say that you start with speed. Is that true?
This season I did start with speed.
Yeah, he starts with speed,
Yeah.
not a lot of
Because
basic.
my coach says you can't build speed endurance without speed.
So
if
what
you're
would
building if you're building speed endurance and you don't have speed, what are you building? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So for this season, we started with speed
Mhm.
because now we wanted to. But the speed that we're doing was different because we're doing things that make you run fast, doing the speed but not running.
All right, so I know without giving out too much of the secret, because of course it's
Oh yeah, I mean,
unorthodox,
but it's okay.
give us-
They
give
still
it-
can't get everything.
give us like a typical in the beginning of like first week of training coming off of
Off season. I mean,
yes,
like
and
the
you
break.
come back and you're building, because when I heard about it, I was like, he starts with speed.
That sounds painful.
That's not, yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking,
man.
I'm like, you might pull like your knees. I don't know.
But you see, the good thing is that you're doing speed, but you're not doing like the running speed.
So
the
how
drills.
explain?
You're just doing the drills. There's a lot of drills, speed drills that you can do.
So you're working your fast twitch basically,
Yeah,
and then you prime your
exactly.
body to go
And then
run
after
speed workouts.
3 weeks or 4 weeks, then now you can get into the spikes. We didn't do spikes for like 3-4 weeks, but you're doing speed stuff.
Oh, so and y'all get into listen on this side of the world, people don't get into spikes for 2 months.
Yeah,
2 months. That's
2
a-
months,
So
yeah.
we'll start training November.
Yeah.
Tradition is like November 1st. It's like the day everyone officially starts training.
Yeah.
And then we won't see spikes until
So
like
like January.
And you're still doing indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of them like I mean some of them will start doing like wearing spikes like mid-December or something like that.
Oh, you may
Yeah.
you may start out where you do like maybe once a week, twice a week,
Mhm.
but you're
But
not in spikes.
My coach tells me wearing spikes is not a ceremony. That's what he told me. But previously, now we've been doing it the opposite. We started doing a lot of endurance runs, like long hills, 45 minutes runs, like that.
Oh, that's usually what we do.
Yeah, we start off with that.
That's how we start
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that was a problem because you're building a lot of that, but then you're activating your slow twitch muscles too much.
Mm.
So then when you start now doing the speed, it becomes a problem because now your you want to rush it so that you can run fast.
Mm.
Then
Listen,
now-
a lot of people gonna be in the comments. A lot of coaches.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of what do you call them? Keyboard warriors.
Keyboard
A
warriors.
lot of internet coaches gonna be like, oh, he's wrong. He'd be like, man, y'all can't tell this man
I
he's
mean,
wrong.
I
He's
can't-
ninth all time. This man ran 9.8 several times. He did more than half our careers over in the last 1 year. So y'all internet coaches, boy, y'all better back up.
No, we have-
There's
I
more than
don't-
one way to skin a cat.
I'm
So
trying
for
to
sure.
tell you.
I don't want to
And
change
he
what
been skinning
anybody
that
believes
boy.
in, I don't want to change what anybody believes in.
No, I find it very interesting that you do it that
Yeah,
way. 'Cause
yeah.
I can see the concept of it.
Yeah.
So I can see that the fact that you're working fast twitch, then you start to go into speed, and then obviously when you have the lack of endurance,
Yeah.
you only can do so many reps.
Yeah.
So then you kind of work yourself up to endurance of speed by doing more reps as you go on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I probably I won't try that with my pros. I'll probably try that with my high school kids. Try that with my high school kids. And then if it worked, then I just transfer it over.
All right, y'all, spike up.
I-
It's
I-
only the second day.
They're gonna be like, what?
If it works, I'll send an invoice, yeah?
Okay. you gonna see that run 9.8? I'm gonna be like, checks in the mail, buddy. Checks in the mail. Oh, that's good. So now we in World Championship year. I mean, how did you guys fare yesterday? I mean, and how did you feel like your group of runners did with the 4x1? And you guys run again today?
Yeah, we're running today, the
Okay.
rip shot, yeah?
So you get to like clean up any type of mistakes. Like,
Yeah.
What do you think is gonna go into that, or how did you feel about yesterday? And explain that.
We just came from a meeting with my coach. We were checking the videos. The exchanges were a bit slow because you could see like the difference with other teams.
Mhm.
Like it was, but I was a breakage in speed, and then now we start running.
Oh, okay.
But we'll make a bit of changes because the guy who started also did not like get that,
yes,
the speed right.
yes.
So we'll make a bit of changes and hope that we run faster today.
Okay.
Yeah, but the exchanges were a bit, not so smooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first time, trial and error. I always tell people, when success feels so good because you fail so many times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people see you, they see you in a successful light, but they don't know how much times you've tried and failed, and
Yeah.
then you got it right over time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the the lesson that you learn from this, like you guys are gonna go out today and then try to correct it. So I think that's gonna definitely benefit you guys.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, life is like a boxing match. It gets you down a lot of times, but
100%.
what matters is how you get up. Like how you face the next day. And I tell people anytime I'm speaking to them is that there's no day that will have 25 hours. Every day will have 24 hours, and there's no day that will wait for you. Like you're sleeping there, you angry with yourself, or you're beating yourself up because of something, and the clock will stop. It won't stop. Life moves on. You have to get up and face the challenges and get the solutions.
I ask all the successful athletes this type of question. When they're successful, you have a family, your wife.
Yeah.
How did that dynamic change now that you're so successful? How do you navigate through being a father, a husband, and a professional athlete?
Can you walk the streets?
Yeah,
in Kenya, I can't walk the streets. It's hard. Like it's really hard. All my cars are tinted. I can't.
Don't tell people what kind of cars they are, because they'll be like, it's him. Oh, no, it's him.
Yeah, but one thing I learned is when you're in the field, you're a pro athlete. My wife is an athlete too. She does long jump and 100 meters. When in the track, there's no family. It's work. It's business. No talks, nothing like.
Wait, pause. Your wife is an active track and field athlete right now.
Yeah. She's an active athlete.
Yeah.
That is crazy. You're one of few. There's a few couples that are actually that are actively athletes and parents. There's only a few of them, but then there's some that are just couples.
Yeah.
But this is I've never really heard of both.
What's that dynamic like?
Yes.
Like let's say you have practice, right?
Yeah.
And she have a good day, you have a bad day. So she's gonna come home and be like, I had a good day. And you're like, man, come on, man.
No, one thing I always tell, I stay with other athletes in the house because you're mentoring some. So I tell them when we're in the house, no athletics. I mean, it's...
Or no athletics in the house.
Athletics is outside this house. Even when I get home and tell guys, don't treat me as Omanyala. Treat me as Fadi.
Okay.
The guy you knew before he became all this star and fame guy. I mean, when you get the house, it's about you being a husband and being a dad. You can't be bragging about everything you've done out there in the house.
I mean, but you don't have to brag. The people do it for you.
Do your kids know?
Yeah, they
who
do.
Daddy is?
Yeah, my son does.
Do they know like the level like that? Daddy is, it's him.
They both know because every time we're out there, they know. They know that if it's my time to take pictures, they know that's time. Every time I leave the house with my bags, they know that is going to TV. So they say, hey, Daddy, I'll see you on TV.
Now I don't know if you know, there's a guy in the crowd here at the World Relays.
Yeah.
He has on a Kenyan jersey and he's running at the finish line. Do you know that guy? He has a Kenyan
He's
jersey.
in the stadium.
He's in the stadium.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like a wild fan.
and he's like, Kenya!
He has a singlet on. Red singlet.
He has a
At the
red
World
Kenyan-
Relays?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's
So every
like
time
out,
every
he's
time
like
y'all come out,
he's running
no
back
matter-
and forth and he's screaming.
Oh.
Kenya comes out, he's
He goes crazy.
He's right there on the front row in the stands, going crazy, doing this to the crowd.
So you don't know this guy?
No, I haven't seen him.
Yeah?
We've seen him.
I need to see him today.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'll
Look,
see him.
when you come to the finish line or when you look over at the finish line,
Yeah.
look right above
On the
where
stands,
we were.
the other side.
And he's like, Kenya!
I'll make sure I see that guy.
I was like, this must be Omanyala's brother.
Hey, I said he is kind of big. He might be.
I said, man, he kind of swole too. He need to be down there. He need to be like an alternate.
No, I'll make sure I check him out.
Give him some that, man, because he's cheering for y'all, man. He's the only one because the Bahamians will be yelling at him.
Yeah.
They'll be like, 242.
Yeah.
He'll be like, Kenya!
Die hard fan, bro. Die hard fan. But you would make his life if he saw you. You
If he
looked
saw
over there
you,
and waved at
yes.
him. You probably pass out.
Yes,
Probably
man.
pass out.
You got to go give that
His
guy
day
a
is
high
done.
five.
His
Yeah,
day is
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Now I'll make sure I check him out.
Okay.
So I have a real question, man, because you obviously 2021. We're not gonna discuss 2021 again. No. But 2020 was
Yeah.
COVID for everybody in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I like to talk about this with athletes because I always want to know how athletes like survived in that situation. Because us as athletes, we had to go outside when COVID was around. We're always
Yeah.
outside. We're always training. We're always amongst people.
Yeah.
So, in America, it was everything shut down. Parks, open fields, they locked everything up. So we couldn't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So what was it like there for you? Like training wise, was training even a thing? Like, could you train?
For me, COVID was a blessing in disguise. I can say that. Because one, Olympics were cancelled and postponed, not cancelled, but postponed to 2021.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was going through a lot of, challenges with the federation. It's a long story.
For another podcast.
Yeah, that's
another
like,
podcast.
that's like a 3-hour session.
We definitely will have you back then. But then continue though.
Yeah, but so everything was closed. Like everything was shut down. And it was so hard for me because I had to get some kind of casual jobs, just transporting metals at some point to get like $6 a day. So it was tough. But
Yeah. A day.
yeah,
Wow.
I mean
A
it's,
day.
Yeah.
it was tough. That's how it was. But we were training because all the stadiums were closed, but we could find a place to train on the roads, doing hills on the roads, doing the temples on the roads still. So we trained. And I remember that year I got a call from the Rugby Sevens head coach, the national team, to go and join them in training.
Come back to us.
Yeah,
Come back,
Yeah.
Chuck. It did not work out. You did not get your car. You did not get your
You need it. Yeah, so during that time is when I joined the team, and it really helped because the training that we're doing there really helped me in 2021.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's cool. It was total opposite for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, no, don't cancel the Olympics one more year.
no, but for me it was a blessing. It was a blessing
Yeah.
because now I got to train without even thinking about competitions, and just when you just train to get better, and then it was therapy for me because training was just therapy. Like I just wanted to get to a place where I can enjoy what I'm doing and just do it and just do it.
Now, in this day and age, now that you mentioned therapy, we've had a few guests, and almost all of our guests, we understand now that therapy is now a part of training.
Mhm.
Do you have somebody that helps you like streamline your thoughts outside of track, like a therapist or a sports therapist who helps you manage your thoughts of pressure or being the face of a country,
Yeah.
or they're like, he has to win gold. Like you have somebody helping you,
I'm a kind of a therapist on my own, but yeah, I do have
chemist and therapist.
And
What,
scientists.
scientist, doctor,
I'm a
Everything.
cop.
everything.
I'm a cop, by the way.
Yo, what?
I'm a police.
He's a cop.
No, for real, for real?
Yeah, I'm for real.
Like you roll around with the gun on the hip and everything?
You haven't seen me in my uniform.
No, man.
Ah,
No.
okay.
So like you're a real police officer?
Yeah.
That's crazy. This man do it all, dog.
Hide the weed. These are just jokes. No weed is in there. No weed is in there.
He confuses
Just
his careers. He's like, freeze, scientist.
Confuse your career. Sometimes I forget. I forget sometimes.
So like you're on like sabbatical as you're here and like training, or you like when you go home, you actively jump in the car.
The good thing is the department that I'm in it's a good one. It's a Directorate of Criminal Investigation. So we can just like put our heads into criminal stuff and
Oh, so
investigative stuff.
He like Olivia Benson. Dun dun.
Yeah, he like-
dun, 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 dun,
He like,
dun,
He like,
dun.
what is it, NCSI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm thinking him walking into the precinct. He got like a blazer on with a tie. He like a detective.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I
Yeah.
do it in the handcuffs. He'd be like, "You gonna have Omanyala arrest me?" the track star.
So the
No,
problem
bro.
is you go and arrest someone and it begins to take pictures with you.
So like,
He's like this. He got him arrested. Like, hey, take my phone out of my back pocket. Take a selfie with me.
or you might have somebody you about to walk out and they run and be like, "Do not run! I promise I can catch you. I promise I can get you."
Give them a head start.
That's things that, like I said, things that we don't know
Yeah.
about the everyday life of a
But
track
you see, one
star.
thing at least don't really understand, especially in Kenya, is there's always an end to this.
Oh yes.
So
Yeah.
most at least don't really understand this.
They don't.
And
They don't, man.
It gets to them when they're getting there. because, you know, we're getting at some point, we'll get to retirement. And then now what happens after that? I remember I was talking to one of the therapists and he was telling me, imagine doing this up to 35, right? So from 20 to 35, you're an athlete. That's 15 years.
Mhm.
And then God decides you live for 90 years. So you have 55 more years that you need to live after. So what have you done between 20 to 35? Did you seize all the opportunities that were being thrown to you, or you were up there not listening to people? That's why I have all these things around me, because I understand there's an end to everything. And as an athlete, I'll get to retirement at some point. So at least I have my backup plans.
That is definitely a valid point that a lot of young track and field athletes don't consider because they feel like they can run forever.
Yeah,
So
that's the
and
problem.
then the money in track and field comes so quickly.
Yeah.
And some of them spend it so quickly they don't think about tomorrow. So you have some athletes who are just running for a check now because they have nothing else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To move
And
on
it forces them to stay in the sport.
and
Yeah.
Even when they don't love it no more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, so that's definitely good. Hopefully, that's a lesson that a lot of the younger athletes can definitely take.
And
or
they
hear you say.
should put that with pride. They should not be proud of themselves, because I see that in Kenya a lot. And you get a sprinters running like 10-3, 10-4. And then all of a sudden he's not speaking to anybody because now he's winning a couple of meets. So like
Big dog.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Big dog.
Big dog,
I'm like,
big dog.
guy, you haven't even gotten to half of where you're going.
Yes.
So whatever you have right now is almost nothing, because you can't even get to a meet with a 10-3, but now you're out here like
You're the big dog.
yeah. So even across the world, they should just be humble. You know, at some point we'll get to the end of this, and then what?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every African athlete I've ever met has always have some level, not some level, a great level of humility. No matter how great they are, is from David Rudisha to you to
Ricky Fredericks.
yeah,
Everybody.
man. They're always super humble, and they kind of downplay themselves a little
I
bit.
think it's because we understand where you come from. Because you see, for me, I've lived a life of surviving on like $1 a day to a life that I can book a flight, I can book a ticket tomorrow and go wherever I want. So I've lived those kind of lives, and I understand that I don't want to get to where I started because it's painful back there. So that makes me grounded. So I think it's a thing for African athletes, because you know our backgrounds are something else. Because if you think about where you're coming from, then there's a time I put a quote on Twitter and so many people liked it. It says, "We come from humble backgrounds, poor families, old towns, and we are not here to compete with anybody. We just want to change the storyline." That's exactly what you're doing.
Oh, you definitely did that for yourself.
Yeah.
You changed
Where's
your
that at? I
story.
want to take that. Hold on. I need to caption that one. That's
Yeah,
it's-
we could pull it right
that's
from the
powerful,
tape.
man.
It's on Twitter. It's on my
You got
Instagram. Yeah.
that? We're gonna put
We're
that.
gonna
That's
pull
a-
that right from the tape.
That's the tagline.
Yeah,
bro.
and we're gonna
For
put your
real.
name under it. We're gonna be like Ferdinand Omanyala.
Yes.
That's a quote.
Yeah.
You gonna want my 10%.
So watch out, boy. He gonna arrest you, boy.
Hey, look, yeah.
Until I say release.
Hey, and in my realm, I could pretty much handle myself, but he looked a lot stronger than me. Like, he looked like I seen him in the weight room, so yeah.
Yeah.
When we say over there, I'm gonna have to put that steel on him. You know, they ain't fighting.
Yeah, God, bro. You got the steel in the hip
Oh yeah,
already.
you got the steel.
I told you that. He's ready.
Oh man! So now, being 2024, road to the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yep.
You change your planning. Oh, I don't even have to ask you your plan. Your plan is gold.
Of course. I mean, we have big plans. But you know, this year, what happened in Budapest, I'll say I don't want to put a lot of expectations out there.
Okay.
Because you know, when you put a lot of expectations, then that's pressure. So just do your thing. This season, I said I'll handle each day as it comes. You know, I can't plan for tomorrow, and I'm not done for today. So just handle each day as it comes, and make every day better than it was yesterday. So the same thing I'll say with races. Make every race better. You see, like, no pressure with myself. Just trusting the process. You can't think about Olympics and you've not even started the mid-season tour. So
To me, everything he says sounds wise. And like I remember Africa would tell me, he said, "Does everything sound wise because of my accent?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Yes." I was like, it's like if you said, "I want to drink water because it's made of ice," it sounds so much better to be like, "I want to drink some water because of ice in it." You know, I said the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Because
it
of the
sounds so much
accent.
wiser. The accent makes it sound.
I'm gonna listen to him. I'm listening to him on you. Man. I'm not listening to you on that.
Listen, I have a friend, man. I tell you, man. He told me about Salim's dad. He was like, he sat me down and he was talking. And he was
Nigeria.
Like, yeah, he's Nigerian.
Okay.
He's like, "Rodney, life is about the building blocks of life and how you build them." And I was like, but that shit sounded so profound. The building blocks of life. But when I said it didn't sound the same, but that was like the building blocks of life. I was like, that shit sound better. That's just
It doesn't sound better coming from you.
No.
Now you're gonna talk to your kids in an African
I
accent.
do. My son always stopped me, be like, "Dad, what are you doing? You're not African." I was like, "Yeah, in my past life, I was."
Proverbs, son. Proverbs.
Oh man. So you're gonna have a few Diamond Leagues lined up, I guess.
Yeah. This month we have. I'm doing Atlanta, the street games,
Mhm.
and then Prefontaine, and then Jamaica on first.
How Jamaica? You gonna love Jamaica?
They have been calling me there for the last 2 years.
Listen, you ever been to Jamaica?
Nah,
Listen, you think this crowd is crazy?
Yo.
Man, listen.
Yo.
They
that's good.
track and field they're going to erupt. Like you. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to Jamaica.
Shout out Jamaica.
Shout out to Jamaica. Listen, their stadium and their fans, I must say, I love our fans. Our fans are great.
Mhm.
But in Jamaica, listen, dude, you're gonna tell them about when you were there in 13.
Listen, dog. I mean, yo. It's intense. It's like no other energy you ever felt in any kind of stadium.
Wow.
This energy surpasses any energy I've been in an Olympic stadium.
What?
Yeah, bro. It's
Yeah.
intense.
It's that
because
big.
because it's the crowd has not only are they just fans of the sport, they have a passion for the sport. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like they'll be proud of you because you gave your all, your effort, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't give your full effort, they'll be mad at you. And you're not even from that country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they love the sport that much. They'll be like, man, we love him, respect to him. It's like
Wow.
seriously.
Yeah,
Like
they-
it's love. And it's the horns are like, it's like the horns you hear out here, you ain't gonna be hear nothing. You ain't gonna be hear yourself. You can't even listen to your own thoughts in that Jamaican stadium.
It's amazing. I was there in like 2011, or 2010. So they have the practice track like just like how we have.
Yeah.
But then to get to the main track, you have to walk in a tunnel. And like you hear it, like you walk in the tunnel, you hear nothing. You could just hear your spikes going. Ksh, ksh,
Ooh.
ksh. And then as you start to walk, like you see the lightning walk out, all you get
And then it goes
and
bigger
then
and
it just
bigger.
gets deafening.
Ooh.
And then it just gets, it's
Man,
crazy.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And you look around like, oh yeah, this is why Jamaica's so hyped about track and field.
Like the whole country loves it, dog.
Yeah, the
I
whole
remember walking
country-
through that tunnel, and it was a figure walking to me. I'm the only one in the tunnel. I'm going into the stadium. The figure walks up to me and says, "Hi, I'm Miss Jamaica." I was like, "Oh, this is a setup. Hold on, this can't be real. Hold on now."
They want to bring you down.
She's like, come with me. Don't go to the track. Don't race today.
Don't race today.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man, you're
man.
gonna
That's
love.
crazy.
You're gonna love
Yeah,
Jamaica.
I'm really looking forward.
We definitely will be
forward.
watching
Yeah.
you and your matchups. What's your dream matchup though?
All time?
Oh yeah, we could do anyone all time right now. Your dream matchup of who you would like to race. You already had one. I mean, we ain't gonna go back there.
Come on,
But
I'll want to be in the 2012 Olympic finals.
2012.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. That was a nice
I would
one.
want to be in there.
Legendary.
That is a historic race
Yeah.
Yeah.
in athletics. Like,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
and the arrangement
Yeah.
was
I don't know
crazy.
if you're ready for the whoop whoop. though. You remember what Blake and Bolt did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know if you were ready.
Oh, no, he ready. He ready.
Oh, yeah.
He whoop at 30. He's already whooping.
He got to have another whoop
Yeah.
at 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy final.
Listen,
It was
boy,
a crazy final.
Bolt and Blake were on they were on that thing. I mean, Justin was on his thing too. Everybody, that race is probably the fastest Olympic final in history.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That race, like we watching that race always gives me chills. I'm a great fan of the sport, man. I love watching that race. But that's your master lineup.
Yeah.
Who do you
lane
move
9.
to put yourself in
No,
there?
I'll go to lane 9 or lane 1.
Lane 9.
There you go. Here, come,
Just
here,
to be
here with the humbleness again, man.
just to be in there.
Yeah, man. Who did you look up to as an African sprinter? Is it Frankie Fredericks or?
I joined when Simbine was like getting to the top, and he really inspired me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
good.
he's into all the finals. I mean,
Oh yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah.
made like all the
Simbine,
finals.
Mr. Consistent.
Yeah,
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 Mr. That's what
Mr.
they call him,
Consistent.
yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Consistency.
So I looked up to him a lot growing up, and I did not know. When we started doing sprints, when I started doing sprints, the African record was 986, and we knew we couldn't even touch close to that. But the same month we broke it twice, because Simbine broke it 984, and then I did it like a month later,
Wow.
977.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Hold on. Was I in both of those races?
yeah, by then you
I was rolling on me, dog.
Come to think of it,
I
yeah,
was.
you are in both
Listen to
places.
me.
Yeah,
In Budapest.
yeah. The continental tour. Yeah.
Yes.
Simbine, that means you gotta come do the show. You gotta come talk.
Ah, man. It wasn't a good year for me, man. It was a good year. I need a free trip to Africa or something, man.
Listen though, everybody who I talk to outside of the podcast from like different regions, they are very fearful of your 2015 year. Like,
Yeah, 2015.
like
was
you
a
could
good
say you
year,
had a
man.
bad year,
Yeah.
but you struck fear in hearts in 2015, bro.
That was the year that you ran 972, right?
Nice,
in
yeah,
Doha.
5.97s that year.
yeah,
What?
5. Yes,
Yeah.
9. His average was 9.7.
Coach told me, he said, we went into a race. He said, look, you don't got to run 9.7 today. Like, just slow down. Like, don't. It's like, because, it's a rhythm. Like, once you find that rhythm, it's like you just easier. Like, you understand the cadence of it. You understand how to get out, the dry phase, the angles. You understand when to move down the track. You know what I mean? So, like, what happened in that fall training was the fact of I left 2014 undefeated, right? I had a whole season undefeated. But I realized that I didn't get a chance to race Bolt that year. So I felt like, to me, it wasn't a whole victory yet. You know? So I trained like a madman in like fall training of 2015. Like whatever like our standard of training was, like if we had to pull sleds with 45 pounds on it, I put 245 plates on. Like I would push myself past the limit. Like I had to realize that pain is inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I want to control what the outcome is going to be. So I trained hard like a madman. Anything that I did, squats, bench, I had to max. Like we max it. Let's go. So, and it paid off because by the time we started like really running, he saw it because my first open race was World Relays.
Right here. In the
And
Bahamas.
we were in 7th because we dropped the baton in the 4x2. I ran our whole team back to 3rd.
The 3rd.
What?
Like
I was out when you watch it on TV. We weren't even in the screen. I
he
just
was out of the
I ran into the
camera.
screen.
He was
I
out
pulled
of the
the
camera
Omanyala.
lens. Yeah. Listen, he was out of the screen. I called him. I was like, "Hey, yo, bro, whatever you and D doing, boy, it's going to be a fantastic year for you." Doha was like 2 or 3 weeks later.
2 or 3 weeks later.
974 out the gate.
Out the gate.
974 out the gate.
But the thing was, like, my coach said something to me. He said, look, if you writing your story and your legacy, he says, I can't help you write your story and legacy unless you help me turn the page, right?
Yeah.
So for me to turn the page, I had to go out and break workouts. By meaning like he wanted it to be ran at a certain pace. I was trying to destroy the workout. I was running at a faster pace and I was still completing the workouts because I wanted to be better. I wanted to be stronger. I wanted to be faster. You know what I mean? And the only way I was going to be able to compete with guys like Usain in their prime was to like just dive into the pain and figure out from there. And so by the time we got into Doha, I was in 9.7 shape. I'm standing at the starting line. If you watch the video of the starting line and my mouth is moving, I'm just kept saying 9.7, 9.7, 9.7, 9.7. And gun went off, boom, 9.7. And I was like, oh, this how we doing it? So the next race, Rome, boom, 9.7.
What?
Yeah. Then I went to Lausanne, boom, 9.7. I just found that rhythm and all that training, it really helped out.
I talked to about 3 elite runners. I won't say their names. I ain't going to put y'all out there. And they used to be like, man, we used to see him when he came into the dining hall into a diamond. He used to be like, shit.
Is he again?
Hey. We racing for second. We just racing for second. We just racing for second.
I was telling him yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I was telling him that World Championships was his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was his.
Yeah.
And I told you, I said, what I tell you, I said, as an elite runner now, you have to know how to seize the moments.
Yeah.
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 I mean, what at the end of the day, history is going to be there and it's going to show that I ran 9.7s, 5.97, the most 9.7s in the season, right?
Yeah.
But what do I have to take away from it? I had no hardware, the hardware that I wanted, that I knew I should have won, you know? And the crazy thing is, everyone knew it was mine to lose. Because when Bolt came across that line, he hit the pose.
Oh yeah.
And he did this to me. Bro, what you look on his face was like, bro, what you doing? Like, that was yours to win. You should have won that. Victory lap. I'm out of here.
But you did it in 2017, so
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Made a great story, right?
Yeah.
Made a great story.
This is what I told him, man. I said he was invincible in 2015. We talked about it. I don't even know if you still watch that race. I don't even know if he watched that race to this point, right?
the final.
Yeah, he didn't want to watch. I watched
It's
it.
painful. Like, it's painful you watch your 20.
He became a meme. I don't know if you watched the interview, but like when he was
Oh, no, I didn't watch.
like
I
it
listened.
became a meme. Like it's like people were playing with it. But anyway, I told him, I said, in 2015, man, you were so invincible, man. Yes, it should have been your race, but sometimes it would have been all you. You would have thought it was you.
Yeah.
In 2017 when he won.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Cinderella story. He was hurt most of that year. He didn't tell anybody. Though.
Yeah.
I probably was the only one that knew, like, you rolled your ankle and stuff like that. But, like, nobody knew. And the way he planned for him to win, he won, but he expected to win the other way.
Yeah.
And sometimes God planned it like that. Like, yeah, you didn't have all the tools, but
Yeah,
I'm going
like,
to make you the
everything
winner
happens
this way.
for a reason, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything.
And that's what I was
happens for a
telling him,
reason.
say, maybe that time for you to win wasn't now. It was this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't understand it in 15 and 17. He was like, oh, that's what you was trying to say. I got it. I got the goal now.
Exactly. I called you.
It's okay.
Literally, when I called you after the championship, right? In 2017, you picked up the phone. I was like, I get it now. I get it.
I understand. You know what I should have did? I should have said it in the African accent. I said, maybe when you get it your way.
Yeah.
You would have got it
more
done.
sense.
You would have got it done.
But one thing I like about him is the mental strength, man. Like, it's next
listen,
level.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I think in 15, I thought physical could get it done. Only physical.
Yeah.
I was in 9.7 shape.
Yeah.
I ran 9.77 in the semis, slowing down, right? And I didn't, that time in the semis would have won the finals.
Yeah.
Hands down. But my mental wasn't there. I didn't get to the line with the mental part. You know what I mean? Because I was beating everybody so far that whole season. And then when I got up to that point where I was starting to race Bolt, that point where I do my Omanyala, I drop him off in the middle of the race, he still was there. And I didn't know how to combat that. So for me, the mental part wasn't there to be prepared. I thought physical could handle it.
Yeah.
And then what happened was I wasn't physically fully prepared in 17, but I was mentally prepared the whole time. I was ready for that.
Sometimes I always think, like, when you guys, like, when you win like that so many times and you're out there, you create this, you can't mimic how to battle somebody late in the race.
Yeah.
So now Bolt is at his stature and you have somebody stride for stride, been all season. That wasn't there. At 60 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters, Justin would turn around to the field and was like, hold this, I'll be right back. And then he's gone. Yeah, I mean, so he's really just gone out there alone. So for the first time in his career, not his career, that year, somebody was stride for stride. And I think it was like more strategic from Bolt to really never give him a measure of himself that whole season.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he never raced Justin in that season until
until the World
Championships
finals
or Olympics. So I think it's more strategic. Like, I'm not going to give him.
You know when I figured that out though? I figured that out.
Yeah.
I went to bed. Maybe it was like 2 nights later in 15, and I was laying in bed in the hotel at the World Championships. I woke up. I was like, "Damn, he got me." I never got a gauge on him the whole season until then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was warfare. It was mental warfare. You know what I mean? Like, if you feel like you're not physically superior, you're gonna figure out a way mentally how to get the job done.
Exactly.
It's natural.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I learned that the sport is more mental because you have to get your head straight into it.
But that's a secret of the sport.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think it's physical.
It's not physical.
Yeah. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, now everybody, all the eyes are on you because you are the guy. You know what I mean? So now you definitely have to be more strategic with what you do because you have. How do you handle the distractions now? You know, people might be like, Omanyala, we want you to come to this dinner. Or Omanyala, we need you to do this photo op. How do you, are those distractions from training? How do you manage that? How you be like, oh, no, I need to train. I want to come, but I can't. I want to focus on this. Do you deny like engagements to stay training or no?
I have a very good coach right now and a very good manager. So anytime I get this kind of calls, I just throw the numbers to them.
Oh, okay.
And my coach will tell you, we've missed a lot of things this year for my benefit. I've actually been out of media this year for the first time. Like I've been out of media completely. At some point, people were like, "Where is Omanyala?" And it's been controlled so nicely, and that really just throws the pressure out of you because now you can just do your business.
Feels good, don't it?
Yeah.
You feel free, right?
But he came to RSG. Where's more relaxed though? This is more like two friends talking on the couch about times.
It's good.
It's
good.
Yeah. So.
But my coach and my agent really just blocks things for me because it's so hard for me to say no. I have that weakness. Yeah. I'm too kind, I guess.
No, it is. No, but and shout outs to your manager and your coach, man, who are mentally preparing you for this season, man. Yeah. We hope that you have a healthy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Olympic journey, man.
Thank you. Thanks.
And watching you today is going to be great, and watching you for the rest of the season and your matchups is going to be great. So,
Zoom.
We always do this. If you have anything you want to say to any of your fans or anything, that's your camera right there.
All
you
right.
can speak right into that camera and let them know.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for being supportive. Sometimes I get so demoralized, quote unquote, because of sometimes we're human, but I get so many messages from across the world, and thank you. Just hoping for better days. And one advice to everybody out there who's watching is life is like a boxing match, like I said. So let it hit you 7 times, but get up 8 times. And never let the dreams die. Keep dreaming. Nobody will carry the dream for you, like my story says. So just carry your dreams and let it shine to everybody out there. And to all the athletes who are upcoming, no pressure. Never put pressure on yourself and have that mentality of never giving up. Because if you give up, people will forget about you and move to the next person. So just keep striving, keep working hard. And one day, the doors and the windows will open. Yeah.
There you go. There you have it. That's another episode in the books, man.
Another episode of Ready, Set, Go.
Awesome.
That was nice, man. I told you, you thought it was going to be like an interview. I thought it was going to be like friends on the couch talking. Yeah.